Are you an author seeking to captivate your readers in a whole new way? Introducing Human Talk, the revolutionary text-to-speech software designed exclusively for authors like you. With our advanced technology, you can transform your book into a captivating audiobook that will keep your audience engaged from start to finish. Imagine the power of having your book brought to life with natural-sounding voices that will leave your listeners spellbound. Our cutting-edge software features a wide range of voices, meticulously crafted to sound so human, your listeners won't even know it's not a real person reading your book. Now, your words will resonate with emotion, capturing every nuance and delivering an unforgettable listening experience. But that's not all. With Human Talk, you have complete control over the audio settings of your audiobook. Adjust the pacing, intonation, and even the accents to perfectly match your book's tone and characters. Personalize your audiobook like never before, and watch as your story comes to life in a way you've only dreamed of. And the best part? Human Talk seamlessly integrates with various platforms, so you can reach a wider audience no matter where they prefer to listen. Whether it's through popular audiobook platforms or directly on your website, your audiobook will be accessible to everyone. We take care of the technicalities, so you can focus on what you do best, writing your next bestseller. But don't just take our word for it. Let us share some success stories from authors just like you, who have harnessed the power of Human Talk and witnessed incredible results. So, what are you waiting for? Unlock the full potential of your written works with Human Talk, the tool that will transform your book into an unforgettable audiobook experience. Don't miss out on captivating your readers in a whole new way. Visit the link in the description today and start your journey towards creating the audiobook of your dreams. Human Talk, revolutionizing the way authors connect with their audience. Here is an example of Human Talk reading your book. This is the first few pages of my own book, Covert Ops: The Extraction. Intense rays of sunlight beam across the balcony and through the glass patio doors into the stateroom, bouncing off the quilt-covered body next to me on the massive double bed. Apart from that, the cabin is quiet, except for the ship's near-silent humming and the gentle vibration as we travel through the Caribbean Sea to San Juan and Puerto Rico. I lay wide awake, staring at the ceiling and still buzzing about last night's incident on Deck 7 after Lucy retired. I thought about waking her and keeping her abreast of things, but decided it could wait until later. Besides, several more puzzling questions are starting to rotate in my mind regarding the call from Simon a week ago. First, why did the person request our initial meeting at the old Fort Castillo San Cristobal in San Juan? Second, how did the two people we need to extract become involved in what can only be described, going on the knowledge we know so far, as a well-organized militia? Before I could think too deeply, Lucy's arm appears from beneath the covers as she moves close, pressing her body against mine.
What time is it?
Time we got dressed and head for the garden cafe for breakfast, I say, sliding out from under the quilt and sitting on the edge of the bed. In a quiet, half-asleep voice.
5 more minutes.
No problem, I'll grab a quick shower. Then head up. I need my morning gallon of coffee. You can meet me in the cafe.
Sounds like some plan to me, Steve. Won't be long.
We have been together a while now, so I know that when she says 5 minutes, she means 20, like most women. So I have plenty of time for my hose down and down a few mugs of caffeine before she arrives. Arrive at the garden cafe as the enormous cream-colored metal doors swing open. I'm confronted by 3 young Malaysian ladies and the words, "Washi, washi." I recognize the lady as Karen, who welcomed Lucy and me to the steakhouse last night. Sure, she is related to the Duracell bunny. Because just like yesterday, she greets all of us early risers with a smile and enough enthusiasm to make you sick, this time in the morning. This wasn't my first visit to the buffet restaurant for breakfast on this cruise, so I know what I want: English bacon. None of the hard crispy crap the Americans call bacon and the rest of the world call pork scratchings. With far too much food piled up on the plate, I head for one of the tables opposite the vast windows surrounding the cafe on 3 sides to wait for Lucy. Because it's still early, the joint isn't busy. The only other people are the usual culprits. Most of them have been sent by their partners to reserve a spot close to the window. They are easy to spot by how the table is laid out for 2 people, including some beverage stewing in white china cups. I love watching these men as, within minutes, they are making like nodding donkeys as they slip backwards and forwards back into sleep. A place the brain is telling them that's where they should still be. But for a peaceful life, they're doing as they are told. The kind waitress had just brought over my fresh coffee when, out of the corner of my eye, I glimpsed Lucy entering the garden cafe. Thoughts of letting her wander about the joint until she finds me flash for a second around my head. Then, as fast as a bar waiter seeing an empty glass, I realize I'm not that brave. So stand up and walk over to fetch her. Morning, honey, I'm sitting over there. I point toward my half-eaten breakfast on the table opposite the window. I'm greeted by her usual beautiful smile, which is something that always amazes me. Even though she is a trained killer, she is always smiling.
Let me grab some brekkie, and I'll be over to join you,
She declares, heading for one of the omelet cooking stations. Peering out the floor-to-ceiling window, watching the white caps appear on the water as waves crashed in on themselves and sipping on the lukewarm coffee, my mind wandered back to the meet with our contact. A person sitting in the chair on the other side of the table brings me back to the moment.
So, what are you thinking about?
Comes the soothing voice of Lucy after downing half a glass of fresh orange juice. Not much, just about the meeting point for our potential next mission. I've been to this fort once before from what I can remember, the place only has one way in.
Is that an issue then?
Could be, as the only way up is via a steep tunnel which opens up to the first courtyard. It's the ideal location for an ambush. This will be a perfect place if we are walking into some trap. With nowhere to go, would make the ideal killing zone.
Think you're letting the part of your PTSD where you trust nobody run around in that tiny head of yours.
You are probably right, Lucy. Besides, we have time to recce the area after we meet up with the boys later today at the Sea Drop Hotel in Old San Juan. I reply after finishing my brew. I chose this place, as I remember from my last visit. The terminal is across the road. However, after I confirmed the reservation, I learned that the bloody cruise line embarkation and disembarkation were carried out at Pan American Pier, located on the other side of the bay. This will teach this numpty not to read all the small print before booking. Never mind, just an expensive transfer. A pier down at Mickey tells me we only have 1.5 hours before we arrive in Puerto Rico, and this holiday ends. Unlike many numpties who insist on carrying off their bags, we placed ours outside the cabin last night for the house elf to unload this morning.